entering the archaeology wing of the Israel Museum. Here we have one of the most exciting finds in all of Israel. It's basal rock with writing on it, found in Tel Dan up north. It was part of a victory monument built by an enemy of Israel, king of Aram. He defeated his enemies and he wrote a victory description that was broken and found in the ruins of Tel Dan. This contains the earliest reference to the Davidic dynasty outside of the Bible. In the inscription, the king boasts of killing Joram of Israel, son of Ahab, king of Israel, and Ahaziah, of the house of David. Why is this so important? This is the first time ever that the name of David and the house of David is written on a document outside of the Bible. And this is 900 BC, the 10th century BC. You could have argued that King David is a myth, but here is proof. One of the most important finds here in Israel. Here is the Aramaic letters that say the house of David. Right in the middle, you can see those exact letters. Looks like a AYAXZ9. Here we have the 2 silver amulets which bear the oldest ancient Hebrew script with Bible verses on it. It says from Numbers 6:24 through 26, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord deal kindly and graciously with you. The Lord bestow his favor and grant you peace. And over here to your right, they found it in a burial cave that looked very similar to this. And on top of all this pottery would have been a floor. And so in 2004, this archaeologist, Gabby, left the little boy Nathan, and he broke the floor and all this pottery was in there. And along with that, they found the 2 amulets that a priest would wear. And this is from 800 BC, which is 400 years older than the Dead Sea Scrolls. And that is one of the most amazing finds here of ancient Hebrew Bible verse in 800 BC. Okay, here we have the Trumpeter Stone, which fell off the corner of the western wall. And inscribed here, it says, what does it say? It's to the place of the trumpeting. And what would happen is a trumpeter would blow his rams for Shabbat. And that was to signal everybody to drop your tools, get in the bath, and come up to worship at the temple. So this is the real one. This is the real original one. They have a copy in the Davidson Center. So this is the museum that holds the Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls were found about 1948. This white dome represents the lids of the jars in which the 3 of the first Dead Sea Scrolls were found. This represents the sons of darkness. This represents the sons of light. The water spraying on this look-alike jar lid represents purity. And then we come down the stairs into the museum where you cannot take photos.
It's in Hebrew.
This looks like the clay pots where the shepherd threw a stone. Here is a scroll. They found 7 ancient scrolls in 1947, and then they found all scrolls from all the books of the Old Testament except Esther and Nehemiah over the next 5 years. What is this? There is a scroll. Look at the scroll, yeah. I'm just exiting the Dead Sea Scroll exhibit. The only book of the Bible that was found in its entirety is the book of Isaiah. Here is a nail through the ankle bone from a crucifixion. They couldn't find any other nails like this because the nails were reused. They were so expensive. There were thousands upon thousands of crucifixions by the Romans, but this is about the only one they could find. So 5,500 years ago, all these items were found in a sack. There was a professor searching for a scroll, and he found this sack. It's made of Judean straw. It had 500 metal objects. It had metal balls, and it had this scepter with an ibex. And ibex are deers that roam around En-Gedi. All these vessels they found. They found crowns and vessels to hold liquid. 500 objects from 5,500 years ago. So this bears the name of Pontius Pilate, who was the governor in Jerusalem of Judea, and it's the only reference to Pontius Pilate anywhere from that time period. This was found in Caesarea, but it was originally from Jerusalem. So Herod took the stone and many other stones from Jerusalem, took it to Caesarea to build Caesarea, and that's where it was found. Here is the model of the old city with the walls around it. You can see on the right is the city of David. Then here is the Temple Mount with the Antonia Fortress. On the left with the 4 pillars. And here's the old city. And there's all our kids and grandkids looking at this model of the 4 quarters and the walled city of Old Jerusalem. Here is Masada. We are about to go there tomorrow. One of Herod's massive building projects. This is second to his 2 biggest building projects were Masada and the temple. He built palaces and storage rooms. This was his fortress, his palace that he would go live in. He had a bird sanctuary there. He had 3 different tiers of his palace, many baths. Here we have a whole range of pottery. This is from 5,500 BC, 3,500 BC, and here we have the Iron Age, 1150 BC, 600 AD. Here's the Crusader period. This is from the 1200s. Mamluk period from the 1500s. 6,500 years ago. Here we have some ancient lions from the Canaanite period. These look just like what was found in King David's palace. We just saw that yesterday. The architecture, the royal architecture. Here are some ancient cows. I have something like that in my cupboard that I bought in Sharjah. 7th century BC, 10th century BC. There's a pomegranate in the middle of a plate. Here are some bowl-shaped vessels used for water. Other farm animal-shaped vessels. There's a strainer from the 9th century BC. A nose ring for a bull right here. This is the cover of a sarcophagus, and the only left inscription is son of the high priest. So we don't know exactly the name of who this was for. And here is a sarcophagus of one of the builders of the temple. An ossuary. So an ossuary is different than a sarcophagus.